Hi, I'm Maria Kliavkoff, and I am the founder and director of Healthy Mourning Revolution, and I'm here to share with you some information about grief and how to convert grief to mourning in healthy ways so that we can move through the grief journey with ease and grace. And so today's topic is all about how can we move through grief peacefully. I do a live launch. It's the Healthy Mourning Revolution live launch, and it's a free 9-day program. And I'll put the link to it in this. The reason I mention it is because all participants fill out a questionnaire beforehand so that I have a sense of what their biggest concerns are and what they most want me to talk about in the 9 days. And coming into this launch, the conversation is all around peace and how can we move through grief in peaceful ways and the deep need for peace. That's no surprise given what's going on in the world today with COVID, with Black Lives Matter movement, with everything that's going on. We seem so completely disrupted and really out of sorts and fear-driven. And so the search for peace is so core to our being, and the desire to be at peace. When we lose a loved one, we are thrown off our center. Our world, literally, it feels like a bomb has gone off in our world, and we don't know where we stand, and we don't know how to find our equilibrium again. And quite often, we make the mistaken notion that if we just push against our grief, if we fight against our grief, if we even deny that we're having these feelings or that we're having these symptoms, which may be physical symptoms, they may be emotional symptoms, they may be mental symptoms, we may be forcing and pushing ourselves through mass confusion where our brain just can't figure things out. But the reason is all of these symptoms, whatever symptom you may be experiencing, whether it's physical or emotional or mental or social or spiritual, whatever level your symptoms are showing up at, your grief is the constellation of these symptoms. And the challenge is to understand that every symptom that's showing up is asking you to do one thing: slow down. All grief symptoms are meant to get you to slow down and turn inward. I often refer to the grief journey as your cocoon time, where you are being asked to go into a cocoon and start to listen to your inner wisdom, because only you know your pathway through your grief, right? Every grief is unique, and how you're going to get from here to the other side, that wisdom sits inside of you. So we have to be willing and able to slow down. It's our fight against all of these symptoms. It's our perceived need to push through the confusion, to push through the aches and pains in our body, to push through whatever emotion we're going through, as opposed to our willingness to sit with those emotions that causes us the angst and causes us the pain and causes us the disruption. When we become willing to be present to whatever's going on in this moment in time, right here, right now, when we choose to be willing to be present to what's going on and whatever our grief is telling us, when we choose to slow down, we'll find that the journey through grief is really quite a peaceful one, because it's a sacred journey. The grief journey is a sacred journey that we are being asked to step into. We are being asked to convert our relationship from a physical relationship with our loved one to a relationship that we have yet to discover. And the reason we need to slow down is because we need to slow down in order to do the work of converting our grief to mourning. We need to slow down in order to give ourselves the time, the space, and the grace to move through this in a peaceful way, not fighting our own inner instincts, but rather learning to trust them and move forward with them. If this feels true for you, if there's an essence of breath that comes into this conversation, I invite you to join us for the next live launch. In order to do that, you can just go to healthymourning.com and click on register for the next free live launch, and you'll get the registration page, and we would love to have you in there with us. I will also put the direct link both to the website and to the launch page in the description of this video. The purpose of all of this is for us to learn the tools and the techniques that will help us to bust through the myths of grief and wake up to the places where we may be avoiding grief and begin to hear what our inner selves are telling us. When we learn how to listen to our grief journey, we discover that we can move through it with ease and grace, and that it is in fact a very peaceful and sacred journey. I'm so very sorry for your loss. I wish you much love, and just know you're not alone in this journey. We're in this one together. If this video has been helpful to you, I encourage you to share it with other people, because we never know who may be grieving. And I also invite you to subscribe so that you can always see when a new video is created. And make sure to put a comment down below so that I know whatever topic you would like me to talk about, I'm happy to cover that in my next video. Much love to you. Namaste.